right, good morning everybody. Welcome back to another gray day in Northern Illinois. So today's video, this is a video to all the Tesla haters out there. Now before I get started, I want to say that we need to define this, because first off, we've got people that just hate Tesla cars for whatever reason, whether it be that they don't like the fact that Teslas are sort of taking over the EV segment, and that they are high performance and they don't like that, or I don't know, whatever it is. But you've got people that don't like the cars, you've got people that don't like Tesla as a company, or that don't like Elon Musk or whatever. But then you've also got people that just hate EVs. Aside from that, you've got people that just hate me, but we won't go there today. So anyway, this is not a satire video. This isn't me, making jokes. Though I can't guarantee everything will be perfectly serious. But this is a video that I just want to address the people that really hate on Tesla and EVs as a whole. And first off, I want to say that Tesla is a disruptive company. So just as Apple was a disruptive company and Ford disrupted the entire economy, and a century back. Now, as a disruptive company, you by nature are going to tick people off. It's just sort of the nature of the beast. But I have to say that first off, some hatred of Tesla and of EVs is, I don't want to say justified, but some of it is, and some of it's completely unjustified, and it's just people being stupid or whatever. But I've encountered a number of people on the road. I had one guy in a diesel truck pull in front of me and then floor it just to cover me in smoke, rolling coal as they call it. Whatever, I kind of got a kick out of it. I thought it was sort of funny. I don't know what the point to it is. I didn't have my fresh air vents on, so none of it entered the car, so I don't know what the point was, other than to prove his stupidity. But I've also had a number of people in modified big diesel pickup trucks pull up next to me at a light, rev their engine, and then take off, and I floor it and blow them away. And then usually when that happens, they come up next to me, roll their window down, and give me the thumbs up and smile and say, hey, you got a cool sense of humor, I appreciate you racing me, and this kind of thing. So it's funny because I think a lot of times people can assume that those around them have a hatred for Tesla when they really don't. So you have to be careful that you're not assuming what a person's thinking when in reality you don't. Now, there are some people that will just be very forthright about it and say, I hate Tesla. I don't know why any fool would buy one of their cars. I don't know why there's a market for it. I think it's a waste of time. They're going to go bankrupt. Whatever it is, you've got those people. And you've got people that don't like autonomy, that just, they feel that any type of autonomous features are inherently dangerous, and that we shouldn't be relying on technology, that we should be grabbing the wheel and watching what we're doing. And I agree, we should be watching what we're doing. Tesla even says you're supposed to have a hand on the wheel and be paying attention out the window when you're using autopilot. But autopilot isn't true autonomy. So I've had a couple people hate on me just because they say, so you actually trust that autopilot to drive for you? Well, kinda. I mean, yes and no. I view autopilot almost like having someone in the passenger seat that will reach over and grab the wheel for me while I, grab my wallet out of a pocket or situate my seatbelt or something, which, most of you that have driven for any length of time have had that happen. The person in the passenger seat hold the wheel for you while you do something. That's kind of the way I view autopilot. It's not the best thing in the world, but it can, autopilot can be a nice aid at times. Let's see here. What else? People that hate Tesla as a company, well, that's a little bit different, and that's sort of beyond the scope of this video. But a lot of people think they're going to go bankrupt, or whatever. People hate Elon Musk. And you know, Elon Musk seems to be a little bit like our president, President Trump, in that just won't stop tweeting stuff. So he tends to irritate people, and I get it. But I'll say this: if you're a Tesla hater, more power to you. You know, you're welcome to your own opinion. But I would also say that don't hate on Tesla or on their cars until you've driven their cars and until you know a little bit about the history of the company. Whenever something new comes out, I generally have a negative attitude toward it. Now, I do like new technology, but I'm also set in my ways a little bit. I'm 47 years old. Some of that just comes with age. So, but I would say if you hate Tesla, just try and have an open mind. I've had people say, I don't want to drive one. You know, I just hate them and I don't want to drive one. And when I tell them, well, try one out. I don't want to drive. Well, good grief. You know, if that's the case, then you are your own worst enemy and you are the problem. But for those open-minded enough, and I've had a few people say, I don't understand electric cars. I don't like Tesla. You know, I find that the dashboards are ugly. You know, just a number of different complaints. And I've had a few people that have said that I've then taken for a ride in the car. Come on in the car, let me show you. And though none of them have gone away just saying, oh, this is awesome, they have at least commented that they see some positives. Typically I hear something along the lines of wow, now I see why you like the car, it's pretty nice, but it's really not for me. Great, that is totally fine. That's totally fine. By the same token, if you're at a restaurant and with somebody and they order food that you say, I don't like that, and they say, well, have you even tried it? Well, no. Well, why don't you try a taste of it? Well, I don't like it. I don't like the smell of it. I just don't like it. Well, you might like it if you try a taste of it. So what I would say to Tesla haters, if you don't like it, try a taste of it. You know, get a ride in one of the cars. If you know somebody well enough and they trust you enough to let you drive it, all the better. What I like to point out to people is, would you like a car that's as fast as a Corvette and 2 to 3 times more efficient than a Prius? Pretty attractive. And you know, it's interesting. My wife and I have a BMW convertible. I did a video on that. You guys can look at it if you want. And a lot of the Tesla lovers hate me for having that BMW, whatever. But it's interesting because, you know, I like it. I mentioned in the video that I do like the sound of an engine. It's nostalgic for me. But we don't drive it much. I drive, this is the car I drive daily, 160 miles a day. And one of the things I point out to people that say they like the roar of an engine, that's fine, but how much roar do you really like? And with an interesting thing about a Tesla, and again, I like the sound of an engine too. I'm a mechanically inclined person. I like an engine. I like the sound of it. I like the feel of it. I like the visceral aspect. But here's something to consider. If you're driving an EV, you know, you can floor an EV pretty much everywhere you go, and they don't really make any sound. You hear the tires grabbing at the pavement, but you really don't hear much in the way of sound other than that. And so, you know, you can be driving briskly and accelerating hard from every stop sign, you know, and you hear this little whoop sound, and that's about it inside the car. From outside the car, you hear even less. And you can be accelerating frequently, and people are, you know, pedestrians, they don't know the difference. They wave, oh, it's a beautiful car, not realizing that you're, you know, driving kind of hard with the thing. You're not making any sound. They don't really realize it. You can drive a Dodge Hellcat and be idling down the road at under the speed limit, and they call out the SWAT team on you because you're making so much racket. It's just reality. So, you know, again, I like the sound of an engine too, but our gas cars all have stock exhaust systems. I like to be able to hear the engine, but I also want to be able to talk to people in the car, and I don't want to offend everybody outside the car. So that is one nice thing about an EV. You're sort of incognito. You're flying under the radar, so to speak. And I know some people want to announce their presence by a loud engine. Whatever, I find that to be obnoxious. So, but to the Tesla haters, another thing that I would say is, if you hate Tesla, that's fine. There's no reason to go on YouTube channels and whatever and just spew your opinion. You're welcome to say, I don't understand why you guys like these cars, but it seems like haters of any technology, of any product, are very, very vocal, and they're constantly screaming about how much they hate that product. Well, you know what? That just proves your immaturity and honestly your stupidity. I mean, people aren't going to listen to you if all you do is squawk and squawk and squawk. So, is Tesla going to be around in 10 years? I hope so. I think so. It's possible they won't. It's possible that Apple could go out of business. They're one of the most lucrative companies on earth, but they could go under too. So, you know, is the company going to be around? I hope so. I think so. Who knows? But one thing's undeniable, and that is that Tesla has changed the auto industry permanently. And that might be part of the reason that haters hate Tesla, is that they don't like what Tesla has done to the auto industry. It's a distinct possibility. In fact, I know for sure that some people hate Tesla because of that very thing. But you also have to consider, do you hate Tesla because they're winning? Now, when I say winning, obviously they're only selling a small number of cars. It's not like they're, you know, outselling GM and Toyota and all that. A lot of times people hate the company or hate the team or whatever that begins winning. Is that you? Do you hate Tesla because they're winning? Now, winning as in they have a deadlock currently on the sort of the EV, especially the luxury and or luxury performance EV segment. And do you hate them because of that? Well, that's just sour grapes. Now, do you hate them for a legitimate reason? Do you know somebody that maybe had an accident in one and blames some feature of the car or whatever? Well, that would be handled on a per-case basis, but some people may have a legit reason to hate Tesla, something like that, and I could understand that. If we owned a Toyota and I had a family member that was injured driving a Toyota, I might be upset with that brand. It's just kind of human nature. But most people will hate on Tesla and other well, not just cars, but other products for no apparent reason. They just don't like them for some reason. So if that's you, you know what? Just open your eyes a little bit, try and be open-minded, and see if you can find someone with a Tesla that will take you for a ride in it and see if you like it. But I would just say this, if you hate Tesla, question the reasons why. Don't just, well, I hate him because I hate him, and I hate him because I hate him because I hate him because I hate him. Well, really? Really? I mean, seriously. So, it's just sort of my rant for the day. There are products that I dislike also, and I'll admit that I have been guilty of that very thing of, well, I don't like that. Well, why not? I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Can't tell you why, I just don't like it. So I do understand what that's like, but I've had to reevaluate my own opinions, my own biases, and try to get a firm grasp on why it is that I feel that I dislike something or someone. And oftentimes it's an irrational thing. It's, you know, in fact, some of the individuals in my life that I just really didn't like, I decided to have an open mind and try to get to know them. And, you know, lo and behold, I've done this 3 times now in my life. 3 different people that I really couldn't stand, that over time I began to get to know them and find out that, okay, even though they rub me the wrong way at times, I actually kind of like them and I understand them better. Maybe if you're a Tesla hater, maybe you should try that very thing. Give Tesla as a company and their products a chance and see what you think. So evaluate them honestly. Anyway, thanks for listening to today's rant. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments section. If I get too much hate, I will shut down the comments section. But just play nice. Play nice in the comments. If you want to let me know why you hate Tesla, that's fine. But again, play nice, because if I get a lot of crap, I'm just going to go ahead and disable the comments. Anyway, hope I stirred a little bit of a hornet's nest and got you guys thinking. So, have yourselves a wonderful day. Take it easy now. Bye-bye.